Hello, Middle-earth Strategy Battle Gamers. My name is Jason, and I am back for yet another tournament vlog. So getting ready to go to the Quest for the Stonely Mountain in Atlanta, hosted by the Atlanta Middle-earth League group. It's going to be a 1,000-point, 5-game, 2-day event. Getting ready to pack up and go, and I know you guys are probably going, oh, another vlog from this guy. Yeah, don't worry guys, I'm going to make it a little more interesting this time. I'm going to actually try and do some stuff other than just seeing my lovely face on the camera and just a few models. So I'm going to try show you guys some of the boards and stuff, and honestly I'm really looking forward to this tournament. The Atlanta group has really blown up over the last little bit, and they've come along real fast in the last few months. But like I said, I'm changed up, so I'm going to keep it short. Less me, more models, more gaming, more cool stuff. So I'm going to go straight into my army composition, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, here we go. So I'm taking yet again my favorite army as of now, the Fiefdoms, and it's primarily just Dollenroth with a little bit of other stuff thrown in there, mostly because I just love the blue and silver. So 1,000 point list, here we go. So Warband number 1, the General, of course, Prince Imrahil on Armored Horse with Lance. He's leading 2 Knights of Dollenroth on Armored Horse with Lance, and then 5 Foot Knights, 4 Men at Arms, and 3 Black Root Veil Archers. And if you see these 3 guys in the middle here, these are my new models. I finally got my 6 models put together for the new display, and I've decided to include them, or the new kit, not the new display, wow. the new kit that they have, and I finally got them together and painted, and I'm going to include them in this tournament list. But moving on, Warband 2 is led by 4 Long and Fat on horse. He's leading the exact same composition, 2 Armored Knights, or 2 Knights on Armored Horse with Lance, 5 Foot Knights, 4 Men at Arms, 3 Black Root Veil Archers, and then the last 2 Warbands are the exact same composition. It is 2 Captains of Dollenroth on Armored Horse with Lances, 2 Knights on Armored Horse with Lance, 4 Foot Knights, 3 Men at Arms, 3 Black Root Veil Archers. So decided to go ahead and drop Dune here from my last list. If you guys remember from the Nashville tournament, in March on Music City, I had Dune here in the 3rd slot and then the Captain of Dollenroth in the 4th, but I went ahead and dropped Dune here because while he did good, and if you remember that 4th game I played against Mr. Austin Featherstone, he actually did get me a couple cheeky wounds with his special ability against LSR. He just doesn't bring what I think is enough to justify his points. Yeah, he did, force a tie in that situation, which I later found should have been a win, because when Forlong killed somebody with the jewel and sees the prize, a light object you can pick up if your opponent drops it. So food for thought there, guys. Remember that. But I just found that Dune here he didn't really do it for me in those 4 games. And while I like Dune here, and I think he's a great model, and I think his bonuses is cool, I think the real power with Fiefdoms is just in their foot troops. And while everything does go through Prince Imrahil, if you lose him, you're in trouble. But you've got enough here that I believe I can defend him. So I've got 56 models with 12 archers, so a break point of 29, 25% point of 14 left. And yeah, all right, guys, I'm going to sign out here. I'm going to head out at 5 in the morning. I look forward to getting to Gigabytes Cafe in Marietta, Georgia in the morning, and I'm going to show you guys the board. Something, like I said, I'm going to do something new this time. I'm going to go ahead and try and get some more video of actually being at the event instead of just, hey, here, I'm here, take my word for it in the hotel room. So yeah, guys, hope you enjoy it, and basically I'll be back in a second. Hey, Miller Strategy Battle Games, I'm here at Gigabytes Cafe in Marietta, Georgia, and hey, look what I found on the shelf. Yeah, new Gondor War book. So just got done with day 1, 3 rounds. We'll go around and show you guys some of the battle mats that we're playing on, some awesome terrain, and then I'll talk to you later about how I did. Alright guys, here we are. So we got focus. It's not focusing, guys, but that's a Goblin Town board 2-parter right here. Focus. There we go, two-part Goblin Town board. Dwayne and John Billy fighting it out right now in round 3 of domination. Then we've got My Junk in the Way. And we've got Northern and Southern Osceola. Say hi, Derek. Derek and Mr. Iverson battling it out. Elrog action going on over here.
Is there?
Is he trashing?
He's not playing around, let's say that.
It's the Balrog, nobody does. Then we got a nice map over here. Yeah, guys, so really nice boards up here in Georgia. They did a real great job. We had a nice turnout. I think it's 18 people so far. Yep. Shire board over there. I think the Shire board was courtesy of Mr. Alex Wright. Thanks, Alex. Working on some of us for our terrain. Our awesome host right there.
I got a
hi, Mr. Land.
Rolling like crap.
So yeah, guys, I'll come back later on tonight and talk about how it went.
Hey guys and girls, and I'm back with results of my day 1 adventures. Actually getting ready to start day 2. Got into the the hotel last night, and I was so tired I just fell right asleep without shooting this. So day 1, round 1, I played Fog of War for the first mission, and I was playing against Mr. David Woolbright, and we played on a Goblin Town board, and it was a good game, really good game. My objectives were to kill. He was running an Urukai list with Sharku, Lurtz, Vrasku, a troll, darn trolls, and Saruman. And so my objectives for Fog of War were to kill Sharku, protect Forlong, and to capture a terrain piece on the back left corner of the board. So when we ended up deploying, he ended up putting Saruman and his troll on the left side of the board, and I was like, okay. And the way they had the board set up, there was just a large amalgamation of Goblin Town ramps right in the middle. I was like, okay, so that's going to be kind of our middle pivot point here, and I'm just going to try and go ahead and work around that. So I was deployed in a long line, but I put most of my cavalry on the left side. So then when we started moving forward, I just said everybody right, because that's where Sharku ended up being. And I just fed the troll and Saruman a whole warband, just thinking, okay, that's 14 guys, let them hold those guys up, it'll take time. And I sent the rest of my forces, including the majority of my mounted knights and 3 of my big heroes, a captain, Forlong, and Immerhill to the right side. I was then able to end up killing Sharku. I protected Forlong easily, and I broke him and was unbroken, but only by 1 model. I was 1 away from being broken, so really big that I had 56. So a lot of folks have been saying, you got a lot of archers, you should drop some archers, take a couple more knights. I was like, no, I like the 56 model count, and so far in this tournament, it's helped me not be broken twice. So I ended up pulling a 9-4 victory there. Major win, really good win. Fog of War, as I've said before, is kind of one of those iffy ones for me. I can either do really good or I do really bad. So I did really good this time, and I felt good about it. So moving on, went into round 2. Ended up playing against Nathaniel Ether, and he was running a similar list, Urukai list again, Saruman, a troll with a drum, which is cool, and an Urukai siege ballista, yay, and a demolition team. He had a demolition team too. So this was Seize the Prize. Seize the Prize, I think my record is completely unbeaten when I've played the scenario. I've only played it like 4 or 5 times, so every time I've played it, I've won. And I was able to continue that trend today, or yesterday. And so we deployed up, and my captains were the only ones who could use March in my army, but I made sure I set them up in a way. We were playing, the board was really nice, but it was really open right in the middle. They had 4 houses, and it ended up being a big open road in the middle. So we ended up literally just deploying a line and charging each other. I did heroic march with my army. He did a march with his, on top of sounding the drum, and we literally were on top of each other in turn 1. And he was able to dig up the artifact, and he had it with an Urukai warrior. But then turn 2, I called a heroic, and I charged him with Forlong against the jewel bearer, killed him, and learning from my mistake against, oh, sorry, I lied. Seize the Prize. When I played Austin, we tied. Okay, I forgot about that. I'm going to retcon that. I tied the last time I played. But learning from my mistakes with Austin Featherstone from Nashville, as Rainier Lee has pointed out to me, you kill the Jewel Barons. It's a light object. You take possession of it with whoever killed it. So Forlong killed the bearer and took possession of it. Really cool thing for that turn was I ended up charging in with Immerhill. Immerhill ended up not being part of the march because he was just outside of the range when I did it. But with a 10-inch movement and you start 12 inches forward and the middle of the board is another 12 inches, I was in range that I hid Immerhill behind my lines, moved everybody first with the heroic movement, and Immerhill was again outside of it, and then was able to charge in through a gap that I created with my captain and get both my captain and Immerhill in on his troll. And then with the two of them combined, struck up with Immerhill, and the two of them combined using pointy sticks of death being the lance, I was able to kill the troll in one turn. Had to burn another point of might to do it to turn a 4 into a 5 for a wound, but since the troll is defense 7 and strength 4, 6s, D5s, it would have been the same even if I had put a shield on it. But I was able to one turn kill the troll, which was amazing. So once that was gone, that was like, woo, I'm good. No troll to have to worry about, no hurls, no ends, because Mr. David's troll the game before was just like, oh, you're a defense 7 knight. Yeah, I'm just gonna rend you. You're dead. And I was like, it was hurting me in that game. So when I got rid of that, I was really happy. Unfortunately, two things that were not going good for me. The siege ballista was just tearing things up. I actually got lucky with that. It was hitting my guys and killing them, and I learned that if the siege ballista, the Urkai siege ballista, hits but doesn't kill, it keeps going d6 inches, and it can just keep going through your guys, and almost like a hurl or a sorcerer's blast. And I got lucky where most of the time when he was hitting, he was killing it, so it wouldn't keep going. But unfortunately, that turn after I killed the troll, he used a demolition team, and I thought I'd locked up all his demolition team guys, but I missed one. And he moved the demolition right within range of Immerhill. Immerhill got blown up. He rolled to get the bomb to go off, it went off, and then he rolled to see how many number of wounds it does, which is d6 wounds, and it did 6 wounds. And I was like, I can't even fade out of that. Immerhill's literally just a pile of ash right now. So there went Immerhill. Luckily for me, Forlong was out of range, as was my 2 captains. I actually kept one captain off to the left side of the board, and he literally did nothing all game. But then my whole point was to save him so that if I could work Forlong over to him, which is what I was slowly doing, I marched off the board. So I got Forlong from the right center, and I just slowly worked him across the board and then marched him right off. 2 heroic marches with that captain, and we got to the last turn of the game, and I lost priority, but I looked at Nathaniel. I was like, all right, I'm calling heroic. He's like, you marching? I was like, yeah. You have nothing over there to stop. I was like, I'm 13 inches from the board edge. I'm marching. He's like, good game. So I pulled a 10-2 victory there. Took the jewel and marched it off, and I broke him and was unbroken, but he got 2 victory points for blowing Immerhill up. Surprisingly, my army did not crumble after Immerhill died. It kept fighting. I actually fought better. I don't know how. I guess I just got really lucky. Lots of good rolls when it came to combats, and then I got a lot of charges off with knights, so this lances definitely helped there. Then round 3, I played Simon Truceman Eve. Sorry, Simon. And he's from our local group in Carolina. Actually, first time I ever played him. I think he's just kind of picking up the game with us, but he did really, really good, and I'm really impressed. He was running a similar list of mine, another Fiefdoms list. The only difference was he ran Dune here and a bunch of Rangers, just like I did last tournament, and no second knight, but he had Aragorn. So he had only 2 mounted knights, Immerhill, Forlong, and Aragorn. And I was like, and I'm talking Elisar Aragorn here, like big king. And I was just like, oh, well, oops, that's not going to be fun. So it came out, and it started out real well. He did the double shooting thing like I did, and he just shot the heck out of a bunch of my archers on objectives. Oh, sorry, third round was domination. And we ended up deploying, and the way we set the board up, it was 3 in the middle, and then 2 back, and then I got to pick board edge, and yeah, I picked that side, of course. which actually worked out really well for me because even though I had a model advantage, he way outmighted me. I mean, 3, 6, 9, 11, and then reoccurring every turn, where I just had 10. But it started out good for both sides. He shot the heck out of a lot of my archers, like I said. So he got easy kills there. Took out a couple men-at-arms, I think, as well the first turn. But I tried to use a pincer tactic and wrap up the majority of his force. And unfortunately, I didn't follow through with it. And that was my own fault just due to tiredness. 3 games in a day is tough at 1,000 points, 2.5 hours a game. And I used Forlong and a captain. And we had a building right in the middle. And we were kind of fighting in a U. And I was able to take the captain from one side and brought him up and completely wrecked his right flank. And then I took Forlong from the left side along with a bunch of my guys, and I started wrapping around. Unfortunately, what I forgot to do the next turn, and I thought I was okay, and I was trying to be might conservative just because of the fact that I knew he had more than me, and I probably should have just gone for the early burnout. I didn't call another heroic movement on that next turn. I think that was turn 2. Yeah, turn 2. We were already kicking each other's butts. Or shins mostly because, strength 3, defense 6, foot troops. You're not really killing easily. But tried to do that, and unfortunately, I don't know what I'm looking for, sorry. Unfortunately, I forgot, I didn't call it, and he was able to send Imberhill up and just deck my Forlong in the face and not completely off. He fell on his fat butt and was dead. So I probably should have followed through with a heroic movement there just to continue the pincer. Unfortunately, after Forlong went down, I lost the hitting power on that flank, and then when he was able to box out one of my captains, and unfortunately, my one captain just spent a turn, I think, maybe a turn and a half, kind of just sitting there watching what was going on without even being able to get it. And you got to get those captains in there. They may only be 2 attacks, but if you can get that charge in you get 3. I mean, even just having 2 is better than nothing if you can't charge off because you got straight 4 in higher fight. But unfortunately, we literally had the same army composition. We both had the fight 3 or the fight buff bonus around Imberhill, and Imberhills were fighting each other a couple times, and then you had the 12-inch banner effect. So it ended up being he kicked my butt pretty handily just because of the fact that he had more might. Aragorn and Imberhill were going at it the whole game. I am very proud to say that Imberhill did not die, and Imberhill is actually my man of the match for that because Imberhill just literally tied up Aragorn the entire game, and Aragorn was like, okay, I'm just going to keep trying to strike you. I'm going to keep trying to kill you, and threw Imberhill on the ground, gave Imberhill some wounds, put him on his back and trapped him, and every time Imberhill just picked himself up, was like, I'm here. You can't get me, bro. And I mean, it's nice when you can shield though against 6 attacks. I did go for a broke 1 turn, and I charged a captain in on top of striking up, on top of charging on Aragorn and trapping him, and we ended up striking up the same fight value, and it came to a 50-50 roll-off, and I lost it. I will say I got my fair share of 50-50 roll-offs in that game, so I'm not going to complain, because I definitely got more than he did, and he just got that one and was lucky. And that would have been my one chance to kill Aragorn, and it might have made a difference in the game, but by that point, I was pretty darn close to being broken, and once it failed, I was like, well, okay, that was my last chance, because that was my last point of might too with Imberhill to try and strike up. But yeah, it ended up being a 6-4 minor loss to me. I controlled 2 objectives completely. He controlled 1 objective completely, contested 2, and then broke me and wounded my leader. So that was 2 for his, 1, 2, so 4 for his objectives, and then 1 for breaking me. And 1 for wounding my leader. And like I said, I just got the 4 for 2 objectives completely untouched. I am pretty proud to say that I was able to completely hold him off the entire game and keep him away from those 2 objectives. So I'm going to do a man of the match for each round. And round 1, I'm actually give my man of the match to one of my captains. And I wanted to have my models out while I did this, so I could be like, yeah, look at this guy, he's really. But unfortunately, they're in the car right now. Maybe I'll come back after day 2 and do it. Man of the match for round 1 was my brown-haired captain, because I got two of them, and I differentiate brown and blonde because one's got brown hair and one's got like yellowish blonde hair. But brown hair captain was my man of the match for day one because he and a knight went up against Sharku and killed Sharku in 2 turns, and that was 3 victory points for me for Fog of War. And I always have a hard issue trying to kill the guy that I need, just because I try to be sneaky about it, but I'm really not. But I was able to do it, and so I give that to my captain. Round 2, man of the match is definitely Forlong, just because of the fact that that fight buff he gets, strength 5, is so amazing, and he ran up there in the second round, picked up the jewel, and then just slowly moved himself. I'm going to do co-MVPs, co-man of the matches. I'm going to give 1 to Forlong because of the fact that he was able to get up there, like I said, and get it, and then work his way and without getting killed and without losing combats that would hurt him. And then the second one I give to my blonde captain this time because, like I said, I kept one of them in reserve, and I literally just hit him behind a building the whole time so he couldn't be siege ballisted to death. And when it was time, I got them close together and was able to use the heroic marches to get him and Forlong off the board together to win. And that was 7 victory points. So yeah, I give it to those 2 guys. And then man of the match for round 3, even though it was a loss, again, I'm going to give it to Immerhill because it's got to be Immerhill. He literally just stood up to King Elisar. I was like, yeah, come at me, bro. And Elisar could not get through him. Yeah, he wounded him. Yeah, he threw him off his horse. Yeah, he threw him on his back. But every time, he was like, okay, shield, 6 attacks. Oh, you only got a 4 high and you struck up higher than me? Yeah, okay, I'm just going to throw these. Oh, I got a 6. You've got no might left. Sorry, bro. And, yeah, it was nice. And then that literally gave me my banner buff the entire game, gave me my fight 3 buff the entire game, which was really big because I could send just a normal knight up against like Forlong and be fight 5 because Forlong was still near Immerhill as well the whole game. Or his Forlong, I should say. And, yeah. Alright, guys, so about 8 o'clock, I'm going to go grab some food and then head over to Gigabytes Cafe for rounds 4 and 5. Sitting right now, like I said, at 2 major wins, 1 minor loss, 8 tournament points because they're not doing they're doing 4 for a major, 3 for a minor, 2 for a tie, and nothing if you lose. So right now sitting at 8. But I think I'm pretty impressed. I like how I'm doing, and I'm looking forward to coming back and letting you guys know how rounds 4 and 5 go. Stay tuned.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and I'm back with the final entry into my Quest for the Stony Mountain vlog. So unfortunately my quest fell quite a bit short of my hopeful goal. So there were 16 total people that showed up, and unfortunately through some very poor play in the last 2 rounds I ended up at 11. So quick recap of day 2, rounds 4 and 5. So round 4 was Hold Ground, and I drew the pleasure of playing against our very own Derek Masello. And yeah, Derek always kicks my butt at Hold Ground, as I'm sure he's willing to tell. He downplayed it even when we got there and we got matched up. He's like, no, you'll be fine, you do okay. I was like, dude, you always kick my butt at this round, you know it. So we played and we tried to go for it, and unfortunately it was just very bad. He was playing Rivendell Knights, Rivendell with Elrond, Arwen, I think a captain, I can't remember. Yeah, the twins. And he brought a little bit of cheese, and he'll admit it, but it worked for him. I can't think of what it's called. The Iron Hills catapult. Yeah, Iron Hills ballista. I think that's what it is. And unfortunately, I did not do so good. Immerhill took 3 turns to get on the board, and by that point, he was nowhere able to help because Derek got to pick where he came in. And yeah, it didn't help. We played on a nice Lake Town board, but unfortunately the Lake Town board was not GW. It was a third party, and the walkways were too tall, so you had to do a climb test to get up over them. And I ended up having to walk around or climb test up and then climb test down, and it just didn't work out. But unfortunately, I got my butt kicked. Like I said, he threw me. He threw a lot at me, and I just couldn't handle it. Forlong almost was able to take control of his chariot, but it didn't work, unfortunately. The twins came in and knocked him out of that. So it was a 12 to 2 loss. But yeah, Derek, it helped Derek out. It didn't help me, but hey, it helped out Derek. So final round was to the death, and I played against Mr. Andrew Johnson, who did our trivia from the night before. So thanks for that, Andrew, for Tolkien trivia. That was fun. I hope your voice is better by now. I know you had to yell a lot, and I appreciate it. I don't know if anybody else did, but I did, because it was really fun. So unfortunately, by that point, 5th round in 2 days, I'd slept about 8 hours in the past 50-some. Not to make excuses, but I actually don't think it was 8 hours. It might have been close to like 6.5. I was not thinking straight. I was just like, kill. And I didn't kill. My shooting did actually really good that game. I was able to take out, I think, 4 or 5 guys just with my Black Root Veil archers. Pretty much match my total kills for the entire tournament at that point for shooting. His shooting did pretty good as well. He was playing Rivendell as well. The twins, Glorfindel, and the captain. Let's just say Immerhill was the biggest bust in that game. He made a great tactical move by just sitting back and trying to shoot me, so it made me come to him. Thankfully, our shooting was pretty even. I already outmodeled him by a good portion because he has expensive heroes. Unfortunately, my cheapy heroes just didn't do it in combat. My one captain did actually pretty good. He got himself a number of kills. Another captain got dismounted and then just sat there and held a flank because he could never kill anything. I ended up just shielding with him most of the time to try and win so I could hold the flank and not lose. Immerhill could not kill like I said, he had a mounted Rivendell captain, and I couldn't kill him. Immerhill charging in 3 turns in a row, 3 or 4 turns, just couldn't kill him. It was bad. But yeah, he ended up beating me, and so final tally for me was 2 major wins for the first 2 rounds, and then 3 major losses. But hey, good news. Carolina's Middle-earth League came and showed good. Derek took 2nd. So, yeah, go Derek. Glad to have been part of that. 3rd overall went to Simon, who's new to our... I wouldn't say he's new. Yeah, he's pretty new to our league. I think this is his first event ever, so great job for him. He took fiefdoms as well, but did a better job with it than I did because he also took Aragorn, so he had a lot of might on the table at all times. So congrats to you two guys. Do man of the match real quick, and I'm going to pan over to that and show you who my man of the matches were for rounds 4 and 5. Okay, guys, so rounds 4 and 5, man of the match. Round 4 was this captain right here. And why do I show him on foot? Because, well, he didn't do anything on his horse. He came in, and Arwen came in right behind him and used Nature's Wrath 2 turns in a row. I was able to counter Nature's Wrath the first turn with his 1 point of will. Second turn, no good. So the rest of the game, he ended up just standing on his feet like that and shielding to beat back Arwen's Warband. And like I said, I got thoroughly trashed in that game, but he was able to just sit there and hold a flank and ended up holding a number of Derek's guys. So even though he didn't really kill anything or do anything other than sit there, he stood up the best against everybody. So he is going to be my man of the match for round 4. And then for round 5, believe it or not, it's actually my Black Root Veil archers. Because like I said, they got 4 or 5 kills in shooting. May have been a half dozen, to be honest. I can't remember exactly, but they got a number of kills in shooting, and then in combat, believe it or not, they took, was it Glorfindel? No, they took one of the twins off their horse and wounded him in 1 turn. So I got 4 of them in against one of the twins, and he didn't get the charge off, and he only rolled like a 3 high and was out of might. And with 4 guys, I was able to, it was either 3 or 4, I can't remember which, but I was able to kill this horse, and it took like 2 of the, yeah, I'm pretty sure I trapped him because it took 4 dice to do it, didn't need a 5. And then the other 2 I got a wound on. So, yeah, guys, those are my rounds 4 and 5. And just going to pan over here. This is, sad to say it, the last time I plan on playing fiefdoms for a while. I have a tournament coming up on the 16th I decided to go to in the Nashville area to help grow the Nashville group. So if anybody's watching this, go help out the Nashville MESBG group. They're holding the tournament, Gondor at War, for the new release. It's just, I don't want to call it small, but they're trying to keep it at 10 people. So that way they can get good prize support and have good boards, not like small scattering. So I've signed up for that. I'm going to drive out there, and then the weekend after, going up to DC area, Alexandria, for Fords of the Potomac 3 by Mr. John McConnell. And I'm really looking forward to both of them. But like I said, I will not be taking fiefdoms to either one. So yeah, guys, not sure if I'm going to do a journey vlog for both of the upcoming ones. I don't really know if you guys enjoy these or not. If you do, put a comment down below, please. It'll help me out. Something you want to see, let me know. That'll help me out. Like I said, not going to be doing a different army from here on out. So thanks, guys, for watching. As always, support your hobby, and happy strategy battle gaming.